Welcome, everyone, to the Med Spa Accelerator Podcast, brought to you by Everable Marketing, the go-to resource so you can get the latest hacks and best practices to market and grow a profitable medical aesthetics practice. My name is Maripili, and I am obsessed with all things business, marketing, operations, numbers, and helping you grow and take your med spa to the next level. This is the Med Spa Accelerator Podcast, Season 2.
All right, what's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode. This time, a little bit more relaxed. What are you drinking, babe?
Yes. Well, I don't know how many of you guys know, but I am actually gluten intolerant. And I've been like gluten free since 2019, which is not that long ago, but for me, it's a big deal.
I mean, it's already been 3 years.
Yes.
I mean, it's a long time to not have any like traditional bread.
I know. Yes. And it was a huge lifestyle change for sure. So I'm drinking a gluten-free beer, which is really hard to find, like a good beer. Like mainly it's just like ales and stuff, and it's not the same. So we actually found this like artisanal, like little shop in where my parents are from, or where they're living right now. And it's a gluten-free beer, and it actually
tastes like real beer, which is pretty awesome.
Yes. I mean, I would just say it's close to like a Dos Equis.
Nice. I'm drinking Flying Embers, and it's the pineapple chili. This is a hard kombucha. 0 sugar, 0 carbs. So grab your drinks. And today we're going to be, and join us. Yeah, come sit with us. And today we're going to be talking about memberships. And I was specifically going to say a way to build your monthly recurring revenue through memberships, because this is
grail.
Yeah, I like to say that memberships or any kind of monthly recurring business model is like the holy grail of any kind of business, just because it just takes so much pressure off of just being in business. You know, the fact that like you have a leaky bucket. Yeah. And every month you have to fill it with water, and then it just goes out. You know what I mean? Like it just leaks all at the bottom, right?
So unpredictable.
You can plug those holes with a monthly reoccurring model. Oh my God, it just takes the weight off your shoulders. Business is a lot less stressful because you already know how much revenue that is going to be coming in every single month. So today that's what we're going to be talking about, how you can build a monthly reoccurring model through memberships in your practice. And it's going to be fun. So let's dive in.
Yeah. I mean, we have this conversation again and again with clients of like, they want a little bit more predictability. They want a little bit more predictability in their business, and when it comes to membership, they're just overwhelmed. They don't know how to get started, what structure to do. They just get so overwhelmed with where do I start? How do I do it? So in this episode, we actually are going to talk first about the benefits, because we all want to know, and we want to get you inspired to actually sit down and do this for yourself and for your business. But then we want to talk a little bit more about the different structures, how you can go about it, how to market it, and how to actually start selling these.
For sure. Yeah. So let's do it. What are the main reasons? I mean, I already talked about one, which is a really big one.
Stable cash flow. Yes.
Stable cash flow. Yes. What else you got?
That's number one. Next to that would be increase lifetime value. We talk again and again about how much it's going to cost you to acquire one client. So what if that client could be potentially X your business, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, going back to like LTV, so it's like increased LTV. So, you know, you already paid to acquire this client, but then you're looking at how much is this client worth to you, right? And so you're always looking at ways to increase your lifetime patient value, right? And so in this case, having a membership plan or some kind of way to, you know, continue to get this person to produce revenue for you is going to increase your LTV, which is just going to, you know, increase your profit when it comes to your acquisition costs.
Definitely. You also get fast direct feedback from members. And I love this because sometimes we don't know where we're going with our business, or if like we are actually doing a service that our clientele actually wants. So this would be a great way to have this like more direct feedback from them, because you are having a closer relationship with them, right? Or at the end of the day, that's also what you want to make sure that you have with them.
Yeah. And so I think one of the the ways that you can build kind of I don't know if we still have this in there or not, but in regards to creating a community, right?
Yes.
So it's like when you have this membership program, you can create a community. For example, we have a client that has a Facebook group with all their members, and it's a great way to build a community. But at the same time, going back to what Billy was saying, it's a great way to get feedback with what you're doing, and you can really kind of establish some really good relationships there.
Yeah. If you're thinking about adding another service or doing a special or doing an event, like you can just get so much information out of
you can
like
do polls and stuff like that. That's
Right.
super cool with like Facebook groups and stuff.
Yeah, and building a community, I think it's great too, because you start building those relationships. You can reactivate those clients in a sense because they're already members, so they're constantly active. But reactivating to like buy a bigger package or get something different or something new. So
Upselling. Yeah.
Also, access to exclusive data, which I think kind of goes hand in hand with this, and additional revenue opportunities, right? So making sure that, like I was saying, like maybe you are adding a different, like another service to what you're currently doing. And so you want to make sure that they are the first ones to know, but also some sort of referral program. You already have somebody that of course loves what you do and your services because they have a membership, so it's going to be way easier for them to refer to their friends and get more clientele out of that.
For sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
So next to that, do you have any other reasons why?
I think for me, the reoccurring revenue just
It just sells it.
solidifies it. I don't need other reasons why. It's just that's it.
The one and
You know what I
only.
mean?
Yeah, that's the only like inspiration you need. Yes, I agree. I just wanted to like give more of a picture, right? That there's just so many other ways that you can really like pay attention to this. So the next thing would be like, what are some of the structures for a membership that work? And this is where like I think like most clients get stuck because they don't know what to do. So the best advice that I've gotten from this is keep it simple. Because if you start complicating it, if you start adding too much to it, creating all these packages and like all these things and add-ons and whatnot, yes, it might look appealing for a little bit, but then it just becomes so complicated to explain it to everybody, and you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
So it just gets more complicated to market and to sell.
For sure.
So keeping it simple, making it streamlined, I think is the best way to go about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think 100%, I agree 100%. And I think...
Sorry. I should have it on this side.
Yeah, and if we can, I mean, an easy one that you could quickly implement would be, we have some Med Spa clients that implement like a beauty bank. And that's just this kind of like a savings account. It's a beauty savings account, right? And so every month, the client can choose how much money is being withdrawn from their account, $100, $200, etc. And then that basically gets added into their beauty savings account.
Yeah.
And whenever they come into their office, into the practice, they can then just see, oh yeah, how much money do I have in my savings account? Okay, I'm gonna $500. Okay, sounds good. I'll use that towards my filler or my Botox, etc. Right. And so that's like a really great one that you could just easily implement.
Super simple
memberships. And so I think another one.
Were you going to say super simple songs?
Yes, because Luca has been listening a lot to super simple songs, which we actually really enjoy listening
Then
to.
we have stuck in our heads at 2 a.m. Oh my gosh.
And so another good one, another example where I think you could just go and figure things out. And I guess some advice is that you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Yes.
You could just go to any other Med Spa website and see if they have memberships, and then you can just do the same thing. Like, if you want to look at a competitor, that's fine, but you can look at people that are another state, you know what I mean? Like, The biggest thing here, guys, is not to complicate it. And at the end of the day, just pick anything and start running with it. And then you'll get feedback.
And you can change it.
You can
always change it.
You're not married to it. It's not black or white. It's something that will continue to evolve and change as you go through it. And so I don't think you should feel, because I've noted when we've spoken to clients about it, they get a lot of times they'll get overwhelmed about trying to make a decision, and it's like a big thing. Just pick something and just start. Don't overcomplicate it. Just do your things, and you can keep evolving it and changing it as you see fit and as you learn.
Yes.
Because that's the biggest thing.
Yes, exactly. And I was going to say, at the end of the day, you just want to go with what makes the most sense to people. And so what do they appreciate the most? Mm-hmm. Like you said, maybe does it make sense in a financial point of view for them? Mm-hmm. So are they saving money? Then, hey, that's a no-brainer, right? They're going to want the membership because at the end of the day, they're saving money in whatever service they're getting already.
For sure.
So a great way of going about it is like, hey, if you're planning on coming back, if you're planning on doing this treatment again and again, then it just makes sense for you to get the membership because you're going to save money. Mm-hmm. Or is it more that they appreciate saving time? Maybe they're a professional, they're just doing this during their lunch hour. Then does it make sense for them to have VIP treatment? Like you can see them in a short amount of time. They can be one of the first ones. You can actually extend your hours for them or something. So it just depends on who you're catering and what makes sense to them. What do they appreciate the most that you can really leverage and then create that around them.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's a definitely great way to go about it. If you're a dentist or an orthodontist, I think dentists, we've seen a lot of them implement a membership program around just dental cleanings, right? And then maybe they get a special price on dental cleanings. They'll also potentially get special discounts for maybe bigger services or packages, whether it's implants, mm-hmm. veneers, crowns, whatever it might be. And so that's a really easy membership program that you can implement, and it's $99 a month or whatever it ends up being. But, that's you start building that reoccurring revenue. And for orthodontists, interestingly enough, we have seen some orthos implement a membership program in a unique way where they ultimately say, hey, if you sign up for a membership program or you start braces with us, you also get into our membership program, and basically you'll have free retainers for life, or you'll basically have insurance on your treatment. So if you ever lose, or if your smile gets shifted or whatever, you can come back and you can, we'll treat you for free or et cetera, right?
Teeth move
all the time. And think about how, everybody pays for insurance and they're paying for something that hasn't happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's risk, you want to feel comfortable with your purchase, and just makes sense. And like I said, those are some easy things, but go and see what other people are doing. Mm-hmm. Again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The answers are already out there. If you just do a little bit of research, and that's all I did. I just looked at what other people were doing, and that's how we're making these recommendations to you today, and these are some of the most successful businesses in the market,
yes.
In the industry.
Yes.
And we should definitely model them.
Yeah. Every time we bring you an episode, we do our research, we see what others are doing. We see from our own experiences what's working, what's not. So
for sure.
Do the same for your business, right? It does take a little bit of time, but it's so worth it. Mm-hmm. So now the next thing that I feel like people get stuck with is how to set the price. And okay, fine. I have my structure now. How much should I sell this for? What makes sense for my people and my business? Mm-hmm. Do you have any recommendations?
Just pick a price. No, I'm kidding. And so, again, if you're looking at other people and you're modeling after what they're doing, then you can just do something mm-hmm. that makes sense. But of course, you also have to take into consideration the services that you're offering. What are your costs?
Yeah.
And then your area, because you might not be in an area that is as affluent as some of these other people or mm-hmm. whatever it might be. And so there's definitely some context that comes into play.
Yeah.
But I think if you can just look at what your expenses are for whatever it is of these services, and you can just do something that is competitive, and that is maybe you do a 5 or a 10% discount on whatever service, and as long as your margins are still there, then sense. I think it makes sense. You know?
Yeah. Another way of once you kind of start setting that price, you want to also look about how can you create goals for yourself. And we had another episode where we talked about your financials and how that could be a roadmap to success. And we talked about how to set goals for your business. So we actually have this one client, shout out, you know who you are, that actually is huge. Like, she wanted to create the memberships so that she could pay for her rent. That was her goal. She's like, I want to sell enough memberships so that I don't have to be worrying about my rent, right? Which is a huge thing for the overhead. Now, she reached that. And so her next goal was, now I want to sell enough memberships to pay at least half of my my people's salary. So the first part of the month, which is also a huge relief, right?
For sure.
And so her next goal, and they already reached that, which is amazing. Now her next goal is to be able to pay full salary, like the entire month. And so that really starts giving you numbers about how many memberships she needs to sell and for how much. And if it's an easy sell, then you're doing either something really good or you can actually increase your prices.
Yeah. And I think this goes back down to supply and demand, right? And I've been actually looking at this a lot from like a product price standpoint. At the end of the day, when you go to a grocery store and apples are not selling, what does the grocery store do? They put the apples on sale, right? And so I think like I've said before, I think a lot of people overthink this. Look at what your costs are, set a price, and then look at product market fit, right? Are people buying it or not? Right? And if they're not, find out why, right? And if it's a price issue, then like adjust your prices accordingly. And I'm not saying that you have to give the same stuff and keep the same price or lower your price. You can strip away things from a package and you can lower your price. And if you start getting then you test it again, right? Take it back to the market, see how the market responds. They start buying. If you notice that, let's say 90% of people or 100% of people, you pitch it to them and they're saying yes, well, then in that case, I'm going to raise the price because, I already know that at the end of the day, right, it's, again, supply and demand, right? And so we've actually done this with a little side hustle we have. We put one of our cars up on Turo because our car was just sitting there. And I'm like, man, if I can just get our car to pay for our insurance, like for its insurance, then that's great, right? And it's already done that. But I had already considered, the car was getting booked the entire month. And I'm like, well, if it's getting booked, let's raise the price, right? Yeah. And so
there's demand.
Yeah, there's demand. Let's raise the price. And so that's how everything goes. Gas prices, electricity, Sure. That's what it is, why it is what it is, right? But again, like you can implement those same strategies for yourself and leverage them and they'll work.
Yeah. And I think when we say this to clients, sometimes they get overwhelmed because will it be some work? Will it get a little complicated at times because you have some people in one structure and then some other people in another? Yes. But at the end of the day, you won't know until you start doing it. And once you crack it, then, hey, how long are you planning on being in business, right? And so once you crack it, it's just a matter of like keeping it that way as long as possible. And guess what? It'll change again because everything keeps changing. So might as well just go through the really tough part at the beginning, act fast, make quick decisions, and then keep on rolling with it.
For sure. And if you really want to know, this client that Billy's talking about, they do the beauty bank thing. So if you want to get up and running, that's honestly one of the easiest ways that you can go about it.
Yeah. They're amazing. Okay, so now next thing is how to actually market a membership. I have my membership structure. I have my price. I'm ready to roll. How do I market it? Should I go to a marketing agency and start advertising it?
Yes, I know. No, I mean, I think one of the easiest ways that you can sell this is that you already have people walking through the door. Talk to them about it. Tell them that you have this membership. I think I think we've even previously did an episode about this where we went to this massage place and we were totally sold. Like if that lady would have told us, would you want to get a membership? We would have said yes. And they just didn't ask us. They didn't call us to action. And so you can, if you literally just start telling people will be interested. If they love your place, they'll be interested. And so I think that's one easy way to go about it. But when it comes to actually advertising it, it's a little hard to advertise for memberships. So in this case, I would say don't, you can hire an agency to do a version of this advertising, but this is more of an upsell. It's kind of like it's hard to sell somebody on a membership when they've never been to your practice, And so it's kind of like taste and see, right? Like you have to taste and see first. It's like we are again, going back to the grocery store thing. That's when they have these little samples and they give you these samples, right? and then you buy the thing.
Yeah.
And so it's the same thing with the memberships.
With softwares, like Netflix.
Oh yeah, like free trials.
Like they have trials. Yeah. You want to make sure that they try it first. And so even if you don't have like a trial of the membership per se, you want them to try out your service.
For sure.
Your experience.
And I think a way that we did it one time for a client was we took a service that was within that membership and we advertised that service specifically. And then we had a value ladder attached to it, meaning that once the patient came in and got the service done, let's say it was $199 to get a facial done. Well, we said, hey, we have a really great membership going on right now where you can get the facial instead of paying $199 today, it's $149. So you save $50 and you can get these facials every month. And so I'm like, oh, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll save $50 and I can get this done every month. And if they feel great after doing that, then they're going to say yes, right? And so that was just an easy way for us to advertise a low-tier service, get people through the door, try it out, get to know the practice, etc., and then upsell them to a membership.
Yes. So that comes like hand in hand with my next point, which is you need to let your staff know about these. You need to train them in a way that they are ready to talk about the membership and how to sell this membership in a way that is genuine, right? It's not about just about like the hardcore sell, but it's like it makes sense for your people. It makes sense for them to get a better service with the membership. So why not, right?
Exactly.
And it's kind of what you were talking about the massage place. Like we went to get a massage. We were so tired after, I don't know, working so hard probably. And we got out of there like so like
refreshed. Like I felt euphoric. I remember.
Yes. And it was like, if they would have told us like, hey, if you get a membership, you get this like every single month. It's like, it makes more sense financially, blah, blah, blah. Then we would have said yes, but nobody asked us. And that's the thing, right? Like you, especially you as a business owner, you're setting everything up for your success, for your business. If you don't tell your people and they don't sell it, then it's for nothing.
For sure.
So you need to train your people. Let them know.
Yes. So take all that back, start implementing it today, take action, don't overthink it, and let's do it. So thank you for listening today, everyone. Hopefully you found this insightful. Comment below. Let us know if you have any questions or anything of the sort. Listen to us on YouTube. Check us out on all the podcasting platforms that you prefer audio, and we'll see you all next time.
The next one. Bye-bye.